viewer submitted sightings. What is going on, guys? It is Adam, aka Marf, and tonight's show is going to be packed full of stories and viewer-submitted videos. We'll be right back right after this. All right. What is going on, guys? I am Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Before we get started, just so you know, this is a live call-in show. So you are able to call in at the number below, 224-400-MARF. Tonight is Unidentified Fridays, so we will be talking about things that people have seen in the skies. Any videos that people have submitted over the last week at marfooglenews.com/playmyvideo are going to be on tonight's show. Again, there's a lot of different sightings there. We had a lot of entries this time around, so we will try to get to those as soon as possible. We might even play a few right up front. But I do have to let you guys know, nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. With that out of the way, there is a lot to talk about. Want to let you guys know you can follow along. There's some pretty serious stuff here, and before we get started on some of the UFO sightings and things like this, there are some pretty crazy things right here, including, let's see here. And by the way, there's going to be extra content tonight over on the website. There's stuff that we just really can't hit over on YouTube, just because they have just filter words in every paragraph. But we are going to hit a lot here today. There's a ton of stuff on there. So you'll be able to actually go there and find all of this. I'm trying to find let's see here. We're going to be talking about some of the things going on. I'll get to it here in just a second. Let's see here. Chinese H-6 bombers heard on radio confirming orders for a simulated attack on the U.S. Okay, that's freaky. We'll get to that here in a minute. Also, remember, you can also get our notifications and our SHTF alerts on an email alert at marfooglenews.com, or you can also get push notifications. A lot of people say, I didn't get notified until the next day, or 4 days later they text and go, oh, I just got a notification for your show. Well, make sure you get ours. Again, iOS or Apple is not getting them yet. That is a huge thing that is coming, hopefully, again, soon. But again, get that. If you have a browser, you can actually get it through Apple if you have Chrome or any of the other browsers that it accepts, and it will actually give you a push notification. Now, if you want to follow along, all of the articles, all of the videos, if you see a UFO video that you say, hey, I want to look at that for myself, you want to do contrast on it, or if you want to say, hey, I don't think that's right, you can look at it yourself on our website. In fact, our website is very easy to navigate. You can look for tonight's thumbnail, viewer submitted sightings, and then of course you will find tonight's show, the What's Above files, and then once you click that, you'll see that we have every single video, article, every single document, every single caller, all archived here. Now, it is a live show, so by the end of the show, you will actually see that the callers, if they have a channel, if they have a article that they suggest, it will all be down here at the very bottom. Looks like there's already, look at that. Let's see. Oh, okay. I was going to say they already deleted one of them. There's one age-restricted ones there. SpaceX launch. All of these are going to be on tonight's show. So stick around. It's going to be a good one. Dex, what's going on? Let's before I get into what's holding up the next test of SpaceX, let's go into what's your night going on here, Dex.
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. Doing well. It's a great night here in Georgia on the East Coast.
Now, Dex is going to be screening the calls, so if you do call in at 224-400-MARF, tonight is sightings or experiences of paranormal nature. You're going to want to call in and then press option 4. So again, that's 224-400-MARF or 224-400-6273. All right, getting right into it. What's holding up the next test of SpaceX's Starship? Elon Musk blames the FAA. Now, it says SpaceX Starship was on the launch pad Thursday, apparently ready to fly, and the latest iteration of the spacecraft SpaceX hopes will take people to Mars. It says the spacecraft, known as SN9, or serial number 9, what a cornball, was filled with propellant, letting off plumes of steam on the launch pad as fans waited. But it didn't fly. Instead, SpaceX founder Elon Musk took to Twitter to bash the FAA, which licenses space launches and is charged with protecting people and property on the ground. It says, quote, unlike its aircraft division, which is fine, the FAA space division has a fundamentally broken regulatory structure, he wrote. It says their rules are meant for a handful of expendable launches per year from a few government facilities. Under those rules, humanity will never get to Mars. Basically saying that there are a lot of things, there's a lot of I's and Q's and loops to go through, and that it's slowing us down. A lot of people have talked about different kinds of things like this with just, in general, a lot of different things. That the... I guess the X's that we have to sign holding us back from, evolution or, scientific, science breaking inventions that basically have to get legalized first and things like this, or even cancer treatments and things like this. So as far as it seems like they're working with an old system with a very, kind of new set of events. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think that there is some sort of other reason behind this, or do you think that that is what is actually going on? And then before we go over to the next article here, I just wanted to say thank you guys for all showing up. Moody Mama, Vault 111, Trump Sword, we got Rapture Soon, Hot Wired Barb, Texas Ann, we've got Optic Shrooms here, Judy Jude, thank you for subscribing monthly, Earth Observer, JC88, Barefoot Lass, of course, Ed G. Whalen, and Fractal Chris, thank you for following. And then over on the YouTube side, Prima Donna and Victor Galbraith, welcome to the Fugel fam. If you are in the chat, please make sure to welcome those guys, along with Douglas Barden and A. Martin. Thank you guys for subscribing. It really does mean a lot. I know that each sub is a human being behind the screen, so thank you guys. I really do appreciate you. Look, we've got J-Lai, Anthony Ulmer, Jamie, hey, how are you doing? Linda Cat, Mr. Organic, Force of Nature, Nikita, Jane McCoy, Hidden's Gems Farm, Clayton B, Slade Ridge, Jeff Frost, Heidi 12, Kamashi, Lisa R. Hall, wonderful mod. I'm hoping to see J-Stone and West Virginia and Bones, all my wonderful mods, Chance Paladin, April. Let's see here. All Light. By the way, I saw Trinity's video. If you guys haven't checked out Trinity, Hi-Ho Kermit the Frog's video, she did a great video today. She's one of our mods, and she is a creator as well. She's awesome. Thomas the Fam, thank you so much for being here tonight. We've got Mary Med and Out of the Woods and Deliver Me. All sorts of folks in here. Thank you guys. Seriously, it's been really stressful, so to have you guys here every night, it does mean a lot for us. So thank you. It says the UAE's Hope mission is nearly to Mars and scientists can't wait. Now, it says with less than 2 weeks before the country's first ever interplanetary mission slips into orbit around Mars, United Arab Emirates scientists can't wait for the Hope's orbiter's arrival. The UAE launched Hope in July of 2020, one of the 3 missions taking advantage of an optimal window to head to the Red Planet, along with China's Tianwen 1 mission and NASA's Perseverance rover. Hope is an orbiter designed to study the atmosphere of Mars around the planet and from surface to space. So a lot of these. So another thing that I want to point out is the UAE. I don't know if anybody has seen that new documentary that came out about Khashoggi, but there was some things that I don't know, and something like that. If you haven't seen The Dissident, I would highly recommend seeing it, but take everything with a grain of salt and look at it as it has the potential for, something that would end up in the Smith-Mundt Act, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, if you look at the people that control the oil, these people are in countries that are actually okay with going and taking somebody's off, and that's actually something that's quite normal. And some of the parts of that actually points out some of the ways they talked about how they took out that journalist from SA, and they actually talked to him about him as a sacrifice, right? So think about this. If you have all of the money in the world, and it used to be split up, one of the main guys had 27 sons, and there were a few things that I did learn out of that, as far as the one gentleman who owned one of the kings had 27 sons, and it was divided a bunch. Well, now the power has actually come back down, which we've covered, the Bin Salman gentleman. Here's a trippy fact I want you guys to really think about. They pointed out a statistic in that movie that I thought, and that documentary, that I thought was incredibly interesting, and it's starting to put some things together for myself. Every 2 out of 10 people in the United States is on Twitter. Guess how many in that country are on Twitter? 8 out of 10. Social media, they actually have these huge, basically centers of people that are, human beings getting on there to push messages out through Twitter. Think about that. Is that not super crazy to you? 8 out of 10, everybody. Basically, if you control the social media outlets, then you would control the people. And think about if the people that are above governments, as far as, the people with the money are really who's running everything. And think about those people paying for operations to keep power, to keep money. We know for a fact, and there is historic evidence and proof that they have meddled in all sorts of other countries, made sure to pay for resistance against kind of revolutions and things like this. So I wonder if they would be above, doing anything else in other countries that may affect, how they do business. Just saying. Something to think about. As far as this goes, why are all these countries going to Mars? Why is everyone acting like the planet is not going to be here in a certain amount of years? It seems to me like everyone has all of a sudden started this space race, but it's not about honor or about being the first one or about being the best. This is I want to say, and people get on your case about it, I want to say this is about survival. That's just me, though. I know that a lot of people disagree with me, and that's totally fine. And then we have, of course, new grid threat. Russia deploys first strike weapon, and China ready too. It says, with the United States waking up to the threat posed to the electric grid and electronics from cyber warfare, Russia is mastering systems that can already overcome the latest protections to keep the lights on. According to one of those nation-leading experts, it says the latest intelligence indicates that Russia, and they're of course pointing the finger there, has specialized a, quote, super electromagnetic pulse, a super EMP. Weapon and warhead capable of traveling of Mach 20 that could put the U.S. in the dark with little notice. So you're talking about not just a regular EMP on a nuke, you're talking about a EMP on a hypersonic missile. Hence why SpaceX and all these operations trying to detect hypersonic speeds. It says Peter Vincent Pry, executive director of the EMP task force on the national and homeland security, also said China has leapfrogged U.S. developments in electromagnetic pulse warfare. It says that what's more, administration critics claim that the Prez B decision to lift the former Prez T's ban on China involvement in the U.S. grid, which is super confusing, gives the foe a backdoor opening to attacking the nation's electric supply. Washington's impotence and irresolution will invite future and increasingly aggressive cyber attacks, said Pry, who worked with Congress, past administrations, the electric industry, and the Pentagon to prepare for an attack. The writing has been on the wall, and we cover all of this. We covered this. So somebody says that because we are affiliates with EMP Shield that we cover this. We cover this regardless. We're going to cover every bit of it. We're going to cover every bit of Cascadia news. We're going to cover every bit of volcano news or earthquake news. So again, this is something that I believe in my heart of hearts that will happen, or if when it does. And I believe either I say when because it could be natural. It could be a Carrington event type solar flare that could knock out our grid. Right now, if any human being knew how vulnerable all of the grids are, then why would they not be telling people to prepare for it? That's what I don't understand. We all know the fact that we are completely dependent on electricity. We're completely dependent on the communications through internet. We're completely dependent on this, and people always try to get on people's case for talking about it. Because you're a prepper, you're crazy. Because you think about this kind of stuff, you can't tell your friends or family because they all roll their eyes and think that you're an idiot. I'm pretty tired of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't understand why being responsible and preparing for something, and if it means, having the proper equipment to do it, then what is the problem with that? Especially if you end up helping save lives, and it is a benefit to you as well. I don't see a problem with it, and that's why I've never had a problem with the whole EMP Shield thing, and we share news. Of course, I've been sharing it for 3 years. We've only been with EMP Shield for a year and a half. EMP Shield is contracted by the U.S. government, contracted by the DEMSO, actually protecting the Texas grid. So I have no problem with it because I believe it will save lives, and you guys know it. A lot of you that have it, a lot of that you've actually done your research, know. Look at what is happening right now. It doesn't take me to tell you, to follow your gut. Look at what is happening. Look at the things that have happened over the last 6 months. Does any of this make sense? Not really. It's one thing happening and them saying another. And if they say another in every form, on every headline, then people believe this. But you know better. Yeah. So either way, that's why we've done it. Again, we'll get back to that later. Later on, we'll tell you if you do want to protect yourself, there is a way to do it. And then we have a NASA mission will zoom by asteroid before returning sample to Earth. This whole thing with the NASA missions and all of the asteroid stuff that's going on is just, to me, it seems like there's a lot going on publicly that I think that, obviously there's a lot more going on. There's money just funneling out. During this whole event over the last year, why we wear masks and all this, during the stimulus and everything else, a lot of money went out, and there's not very much oversight of it. There's not, where is the oversight committee of where this money is all going? Where is the transparency of how many trillions of dollars just went out, and then, the American people got how much of that? They say we got this certain amount, we got this, when, again, I've talked to a lot of people, they didn't even get their stimulus. So there's some really funky things going on here. What if possibly they might be using some of the money for something else, black ops, things like that. Always a possibility. What do you guys think? Rachel R., what's going on? Thank you for being here. Veteran Steve, hey, how are you doing tonight? Miss Organic, big shout out to Susan Donahue. I don't know if I've been trying to do earlier shows. I know that a lot of our regulars, like Hadja Fly Girl last night, you guys are used to the earlier shows, so I apologize. Major Ron, Travis, Texas Ann, Zenaido, Major Sword, we never got the first stimulus. We didn't either. And well, my wife got the first round. We didn't get the second round, and I didn't get it at all because they said that my address wasn't right. So again, there's a lot of weird things there. A lot of people are complaining because they said that the stimulus, they filed their taxes correctly and it did not come. So what is the deal with that? Money for the Congressional Petty Cash Fund, LOL, BJ Blake. Yeah, for lunches, right? For lunches and Subway. Yeah, they just need $1.1 trillion for that. Subway has gone up. It's inflation. We're just trying to explain it to the public. Adam, what have you heard about the troops? Have you heard about the troops in Montana's National Forest be spotted Chinese? I don't ever believe. I wouldn't if they were in our country. I would need to see pictures or video of it. You know, there's a lot of stuff. I hope, and I see even my family members. I've seen a couple of my family members. They see something going around Facebook and they just immediately believe it. You got to be really careful right now, because there's genuinely people trying to take advantage of everything that's going on, and it's making things worse, especially for creators that could be booted off because of an action that, say, a creator that's just trying to get attention or trying to get a viral or something. Those people doing those crazy claims, then all of a sudden they do get the attention they want, but guess what? Now they're deleted, and now they're going after 50 other creators. So I hope that people are very careful about what they look at, share, try to back everything up. As far as on the border, I don't know, because I'm not at the border. I have seen more evidence of that than I have, and there's laws in Canada that says that they're allowed to go into Canada from China and not tell Canada. That seems crazy to me. Let's see here. That was my answer to that, though, by the way. Short circuit revelation is happening as well as the other prophets' words of end times. It's not just a few, it's all of it. Travis says, amen. Let's see here. Moon Phase 5. Hey, how are you doing? Thanks for saying what's up to the mods. Real Bible, Real Life says, world full of deception for real. Well, I'm just saying, people are getting like scared and freaked out, and don't get freaked out unless, you know, I would say, just take a deep breath and even take a break for a couple days. If that means taking a break from my show, then do it. You don't want to get freaked out about any of this. You need to be relaxed, and you guys have to realize part of the reason we're here is to seriously let you guys know we need to prepare and be responsible, and if you do, maybe everything will be all right. That's the kind of attitude we have to have. SpaceX, in other news, is about to go up, or they say it's going to be at least $60 billion in value in new funding round. $60 billion. So that's not Elon Musk's only business. So this guy is quickly becoming, he's going to be cemented as the richest person in the world, especially as some of the new stuff comes, as far as the stuff they tell us they're doing. Obviously, they're going to be doing a lot more through SpaceX. It's no coincidence that Jeff Bezos is the second, or right behind him, richest man. He's got Blue Origin. It seems like there's a pattern here. The richest men in America both have rocket companies. So something's going on here. Contracts with the government. Where's all the money going? That's what I want to ask. Dex, do you have anything to say about Elon Musk or any of the stuff that's going on? I know that there was also some kind of little bits of updates to yesterday's story and about the GameStop stuff. Did you see any of that? And it looks like he's probably...
Hey, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was trying to get back to the show. I was on a call. Hey, so you're talking about Elon?
Yeah, and then also if you had any updates on GameStop, I know that there was some
they held the line, so to speak, today, and which is really interesting because I think it was up to like 400 and it came back down into like 320, 330. So I'm surprised that they're still doing it. And yeah, there's a lot of shorts that are getting hurt, which is their intention. So it's they're being successful. But just keep in mind that thing can't last forever. It has to, implode at some point. I don't know if it'll go higher, but yeah, and definitely Elon was involved in the sense that he put up a couple of tweets in favor of it, and then he also put one up about crypto. and changed his bio. I don't know if you noticed in his bio, he added Bitcoin to it. So all of a sudden, Bitcoin went up again because it was not doing really well, or wasn't doing bad. It was just down. So yeah, he seems to have a lot of sway in the market, and not just with his own stock, which we've seen in the past when he's been in trouble with the SEC for talking about Tesla.
A lot of people are paying attention to what he's doing. Oh, so he put hashtag Bitcoin here
in his bio, and as soon as he did that, Bitcoin went up.
You got,
and of course, kidding. Doge. Remember Doge, the dog? That's been on a tear from the Wall Street bet guys, and of course, Elon has done stuff with them in the past, or mentioned them in the past. So yeah, he's got obviously a lot of influence, and definitely can move markets. And
what if that stupid meme that he did with the Dogecoin, looking like an apocalyptic scene? What if that was a signal to some of his buddies to buy Dogecoin?
And now I don't know. My kid called me up and said, "Hey, Dad, I heard Elon's going to use Doge for SpaceX money," and I'm like, "What?" So I have no idea if that's true, but that's what's going around at the 20-year-old and below age range right now.
Well, so. A 20-year-old told me about Bitcoin when it was at $33 per. It was at $33 per full Bitcoin, and he was trying to explain it to me while I was waiting for to-go food, and I thought it was the dumbest sounding thing, and I could not believe it. My wife and I both have said, like, wow, I can't believe we didn't do it. At that time, we just got like an inheritance or something. It was like $2,400, and it was extra money, and we were thinking about getting a couch, and he told me about it. He's like, dude, take that and go buy Bitcoin. You've got enough to put $1,000 in it or whatever. That would have been over $100,000 now. I mean, that would have been way, way more. So it was kind of like, I thought it was the stupidest thing. And I asked him, I said, so who makes it? He's like, oh, we don't know. It's anonymous. I'm like, when you hear it at $30 before it got big, how did anybody think, oh, that's going to be a big thing? I didn't get it. And still don't. I mean, think about it. It's like, oh, it's a bank owned by nobody or something. Yeah, why would you trust that? But apparently, it was a big mistake. I don't try to dwell on it, but man, $33 at the time could have bought 5 Bitcoins for under $200.
I totally get it. The last rally, 3 years ago when it hit 18 and then went down, I was telling all my friends and family to buy. It was such a great thing, and then they all hated me afterwards. But those who have it, like I went to my mom and I was like, hey, remember that account we set up for you with that Bitcoin that you had bought? And she goes, oh yeah, what happened to that? I'm like, oh yeah, it's a lot more valuable now. And so she actually appreciated me. It just took 3 years.
That's funny. Yeah, well, and then who knows, it might drop to $4 again. If it drops to $33 or lower, I'm getting those MFers. So
yeah. Anyway, and this is not financial advice, so don't go out and do anything based on what we're telling you.
Dex, you don't have to say that every time. If people are that dumb,
it's just don't want anybody to think. Dex is saying it. No.
Oh. Well, we actually, that one call, that thing about Alaska, that I'm sure I almost wanted to get stuff in that.
I followed it. It was at $1 when he called, and it was based on the elections. And actually, before that happened, the former president actually did something that made it go down. So it dropped to like 30 cents.
And what we're talking about is a previous episode. A caller said that there's this crazy resource and that they were fighting over it in Alaska. And if they do get the contract, this one little company would just skyrocket. So both of us, were like, I wonder if that guy was right. But we watched it, and it ended up going down because it didn't work out how they thought. It still could, still technically.
Oh yeah, it could still come back. It's like at 50 cents, 58 cents now, but yeah, it was $1 when the guy called in. So yeah, there's a good example.
Exactly.
Markets fluctuate.
Now this is freaking. We're gonna get into the videos. In fact, we're going to get into the videos right after this, and then we'll continue on. And then we probably have a caller. So, Dex, if we do have a caller, maybe we'll do caller, and then videos, and then caller. Chinese H-6 boomers heard on radio confirming orders for a simulated attack on U.S. aircraft carrier near Taiwan. I mean, how... I wonder if this was supposed to be heard. It says, unsurprisingly, the package of 13 Chinese combat aircraft, including 8 H-6 boomers, entered, and I'm saying boomers on purpose, level of how many times we say filter words, entering Taiwan's ADs last Saturday were carrying out a mock attack on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. It says, as reported in detail, a total of 28 aircraft, including as many as 8 PLAAF H-6 bombers, intruded, quote, into Taiwan's air defense identification zone. It says, in particular, we noticed that the mission on Saturday, January 23rd, was conducted as the Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group, led by, of course, the Roosevelt, entered the South China Sea to conduct routine operations. So I don't know how much more clear this has to get what they're practicing for, because they've already said get ready for conflict. Xi has told them, hey, get ready. The military has told the soldiers, hey, spend time with family, say your goodbyes, because we're going to go to conflict soon. They actually have a whole mock Taiwanese capital set up in China, and they have satellite photos of them spending however many hundreds of thousands, if not millions, making this simulation of the capital over there so they can practice. And now they have basically been heard saying they're doing a simulated kind of boomer attack on our ships, probably in the Strait of Taiwan, which, if you follow this stuff back 7 or 8 years, we are all kind of expecting something to hit one of our ships in a strait, Hormuz or not. So I'm paying attention to it. I would say always keep your head on a swivel, period. Everybody else is going to tell you the same thing. Take it as seriously. Take it as seriously as you can. So that is a pretty big deal. All right, we're going to take our first caller. Then we're going to hit some of these videos. We have a lot of extra content, by the way, on our website. During these videos, you can also be reading articles as well if you want to go ahead. And then we will be covering some of these sightings and videos here in just a second. Dex, who do we have first? Let's see here.
Hey, Adam. First up, we have Michelle.
All right, perfect. Michelle, first-time caller. What is going on? You are live on Marfoogle News. You have
Hi, Adam. How are you?
Good. So there's a video here. Let me load this up. Can you explain what we're going to be looking at?
It should be a picture of a very weird, strange light formation that was over our home.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It took place, I want to say, maybe going into the second week of this past December. And it was taken by the neighbors across the street on their security and posted on our neighborhood watch.
Okay, that is weird.
It is very weird. I've never seen anything in that formation.
Now, could this be lanterns, or was there any other explanation for this? Is there? I don't know this neighborhood. Is that supposed to be sky? Is there any mountains behind it?
It's a sky. There's woods behind it, and then a park. But the park is not lit at that time of night. And my grandchildren and my youngest daughter were the ones that came in and told me about it. They said, Mimi, you've got a UFO over your house. I was like, oh, okay. Thinking, all right, maybe they saw some low airplane lights or something, or maybe a drone. I didn't have a clue, but I told my daughter about it, who lives next door, my oldest daughter. And I said, did the kids tell you what they saw? And she said, no, but hold on one second. And that's when she showed me this picture and said that the lady across the street posted it on the neighborhood watch.
Oh, so this was on like the Neighbors app or something?
Yeah.
So let me. So
I had my daughter send it.
does she have? So
Sorry.
what was it doing in the video though? Do we have any kind of, was it going up? Was it going down? Was it hovering?
It was just hovering, and then the kids took it on their tablet. It wasn't too clear. I was telling Dex this was the clearest, so I kept this, and they've got it on their tablet. But yeah, they said it was just staying over our house, and they say they see it all the time. But when I go out to see it, I don't see a thing.
This isn't like right over your house, right? This isn't like they're pointing towards you and they're just like hovering above your bedroom or something.
No, yeah, it's between my daughter's and my house. It's like, so the darkness underneath it, that's between the houses, and it's pretty up in the sky. It looks, I mean, I don't know. I can't really distance it myself, but it's in the air.
Do we have your permission to share this on the website so people can go and look at it?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, thank you for showing this. I've never seen anything like it. As far as it looks like, it's multiple lights that are glowing in this weird L shape. I can't even. I don't even know how to describe that. That's not like anything I've seen.
I can't either. No, a drone wouldn't look like that either, right?
No, there's. I mean, with 70 lights or something on it.
Right. No.
Oh my gosh! This wasn't at Christmas, was it? It's not Santa's sleigh.
No, it was going into the second week of November.
That is so freaky.
Is.
This would almost be worth. I wish we could get the whole video. That would be cool to look at. But
right.
I just wonder if somebody can do contrast on this. Maybe RE55, or if you're watching or somebody else wants to do contrast on it, see if we can see anything behind it. Well, thank you, Michelle, for calling in, and thank you for sharing this with us. Is there anything else you want to tell us about it?
You're so welcome. No, I just want to say we're very grateful for your channel. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you, Michelle, and you have a wonderful night. It's your first time call. Don't make it your last, and keep your eyes to the skies.
Okay. You too. Thank you.
All right. Goodbye. What do you guys think? That's pretty freaking trippy. And honestly, it looks like I mean, it almost looks like some of the pictures that people have sent in with angels, but that's way too big, and it's in the sky like that. I was joking, but it almost does look like a Santa's sleigh or something, and who knows? It's as the cliche, stupid, corny joke, daily talk, like, how's the weather now? It's, well, it is 2021. Wouldn't be surprised by anything. All right, so let's get into some of the videos, and then we'll go back to the callers here. Red light moves, then starts flashing like a plane, then speeds away. So let's full screen this so you guys can all see it. Again, these were all submitted by viewers. Okay, so I feel like I see this all the time where it is a solid light, it's moving weird, and then all of a sudden, the second I look at it or say, hey, hun, come look at this, it starts blinking like a plane. Now, I don't know if they had the pet monkey in the background, but that was a unique sound. But what do you guys think? Have you seen something like this before? I have a feeling that most of you have. Let me go over to the chat real quick. Thank you over on DLive. Rapture Soon. Looks like I need to refresh this real quick. Thank you, Rapture Soon. And let's see here. Maui Racing Realtor, Red Butterfly, Gone Girl 777. Thank you for your continued support. Out of the Woods, Va Shadow. Ed, again, thank you. Scooby-Doo Do-Right is here tonight. To anybody above, and I'm sorry if I missed you, I will have it up now so I can see you guys. I'm sorry about that. For some reason, it wasn't refreshing, and it didn't look like anything was there. Nelly 14, Papa Ellis 69, Harley Quinn. It's nice to see all these names here every single night. It really does mean a lot. Gone Girl, thank you for the constant support. Out of the Woods, Nelly 14, again. Really, really great. KO Mom, thank you. On YouTube, thank you so much. Indie Gal, thank you for the support tonight. You can always write a message if you do a super chat. Travis, thank you as well. Same goes to you. Keith Dyke says from Canada, nothing. Because you can write something, you can. Alex G. Red is Rex Orbis. I almost said sex there. Dang, I just said it. Shortly after Elon criticized Mr. B, Commander-in-Chief, for delaying the Mars mission and enabling the GameStop trade stop, DOJ announced investigation against Musk. Interesting. Alex G. Great point there. Rhiannon S. Aloha from Hawaii. My military husband says, quote, it should be noted that military demographics line up with T-Man demographics. Good point. Thomas the Fam. Hello, Adam, Dex, and Mods. Love your shows. Great movie we're watching here. Get it? LOL. Thomas, that means a lot coming for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then they call me Flipper. Whoa, they call me Flipper. Out of nowhere with a massive super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And thank you for supporting Independent. If that was meant to be less than that, please let us know. You can fix that. But otherwise, thank you so much for the support. Never feel like you can't undo it. Indie Gal, thank you so much. Alex Loves Jesus says, Jesus died for all of your sins on the cross. He was buried and rose again on the third day. Believe in him for eternal life. Time is short. That was Alex Loves Jesus. And then Travis, faith in Jesus is what he did on our behalf through his death, burial, and resurrection, and nothing equals salvation and eternal security. Believe on in Jesus. Samantha Winchester, thank you, says, love the show. Thank you, Travis, and ALJ there. I appreciate you guys. I really do. There's a lot of real bad stuff out there, so thank you for bringing positivity and love. All right. Let's go to the next video. That first video, by the way, if you guys want to check it on yourself, you can go to the website. You can even subscribe to Lady Blue. Very easy name there. Lady Space Blue. If you want to love mob this creator, that would be awesome. They are only at 11 subscribers. We'll check on that at the very end. See if you guys go over and visit. And then let's see here. This is so dumb when they do this. It shouldn't be. This is no clue. Why? Okay, I don't know. I don't think they did this. So it says no clue what this is. I put the timestamps at the 2:46, 2:06, 2:07, 2:12, 3:24, and 3:30. We are seeing quite a few recently, including a red flash that was gone in less than a second. We live in the country in Washington State. Tonight, 5 days after odd sighting, we saw a different one. I will post here. Let's see if we can watch this on YouTube. I don't know why. Why does it say it's age restricted? That's what I don't get. And I'm trying to full screen here. Okay, there we go. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. That was cool. I was really thinking, in my head, I'll be honest, I'll be like, did I play the same video twice? And I figured out why it's age restricted.
See, what the fuck is that? It's up to the left of that one house across the valley. And it's cold. What is that up there? Homer.
Okay, look at how it's moving. That is so weird.
I don't know if I can zoom in that much. There it is. Okay, there's the house. Right there. What is that thing? And then where did it go? I don't see it anymore. It's literally not there.
There was multiple screenshot times, so instead of trying to skip around, I'm just going to wait for that third one. I think about 25 more seconds, I think.
Oh, that's creepy. Where'd it go?
You guys see that? Holy moly. Look, did you see it just pop out of nowhere?
There's nothing there.
Okay, so if you didn't see in the beginning, I took it out of full screen because that was a trip. In the first few seconds, that was probably the craziest part of this. There was a big flash. It showed just this star, and I'm sitting here, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, and it looked like some sort of. It didn't look like anything I've seen. At least I don't know. You guys, let me know if you've seen anything like this. But again, part of this, when I was doing it to this screen and full screen, it wasn't showing the very, very top corner, and that something popped up too. You saw it on one time, but then the next 10 seconds after that, it didn't show that. I'm trying to find. And right here it goes. That's weird movement. Trying to see if I can find that one flash. Oh, there we go. I think I found it. Okay, here's 10 seconds back. Watch. Did that not look like a freaking portal opening or something? It opens and then it closes. Is that not spooky or what? Watch. And then it like slowly gets smaller. I'm sorry, but that does not look like, you know, I wasn't expecting that. What trips me out is how the light dims. But really, it looks like it shrinks. Like it's a whole portal closing up. I'm sorry, that's a trip. I wasn't expecting that one to be good as it was. All right, moving on. By the way, thank you. Gone Girl, Nuclear War. Z2M says, I'm going to watch the rest tomorrow. I got to catch Zunsees. Mods, y'all the bee's knees. That's awesome. Thank you for saying what's up to the mods. Jonathan Lima, Lux Interior just followed. Thank you so much for your for you coming here. And again, Fugle fam, make sure to welcome Lux Interior, Jonathan Lima, Cobb Salad. Thank you for following as well. Lots of new folks tonight here. Let's see here. Quantum Cat, USA Made. And No Filter Mo, thank you for the ice creams. That's appreciated. Let's see here. Gem, Miss Marv, thanks for popping in. Again, that was a crazy... I got to show you that. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the phone, but that was kind of a trip. I'm watching it, and I zoomed in all the way. That was actually... That surprised me. All right, let's go to the next one. This one says, another strange light 5 days later. This is done by May May. Let's see here. 5 days later, captured this in Washington State. No clue what it is, but I thought I would share, considering it seems to be an uptick here out in the country. And let's see.
Is it moving?
Just in case you don't know, though, remember to turn your phone horizontal before pressing record.
It's literally not there. Man, I wish I could grab it. I don't know where it went. Oh, that's creepy. Where'd it go? Huh.
Awesome job, May May. Great video. Thank you so much for submitting that. Thank you for submitting both of those. You guys can go over to May May's channel, but just by going over to marfugelnews.com. Now, this is James Urazek, and it says, I'm in Australia. This thing did a power-up when it got right above me. So let's zoom in here. Let's full screen it, and let's watch. Let's see what James has to show us. Sorry, guys. I got multiple. Oh, this is much more beautiful sounding. Gosh, I want to go to Australia. Okay, that might be the different one. Sorry about that. No, listen to that. Oh my gosh, this guy lives in the zoo. I want to go to Australia so bad right now. That is creepy and cool at the same time. Did you guys see that come in? I don't know if that was me or it looked like this other one just came right in. Did you just see that? Am I tripping? I am not tripping. Wow! What in the world, James? Great catch. Are you guys seeing this? Dude, I gotta do this in slow-mo. Wait, hold on. Am I tripping? Another one that just totally was not expecting to be that good. Watch this. Look at how fast that thing comes into frame. What in the... That gave me the chills. That and like the Hellraiser sounds. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that on the phone. Is that not a flippin' trip and a half? It goes and zooms in there. I got to go to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Z2M, thank you again. Oh, you missed it. If you already left, then you missed that. That was good. Dex email, full disclosure of SSP Fleet and Picks. Kishara, we will check it out. Dex, make sure to check your email for Kishara. It says that a disclosure of something sent to you. Gone Girl, 777. Wow, I know. I mean, think about that. There was one sitting there, and it's like the other one just popped up. That was a trip. Zippy Moon says, don't forget to like, share, and tell your friends. Marfugal News is the bee's knees. Z2M, that's awesome. We've got Dustin Layton says, get ready for hard times. According to Thessalonians 2 and Matthew 24, a great tribulation is coming before a grand escape plan from this planet. Beware of false prophets. Do your own Bible study. Veronica Powers, mom of 9, says, I'm back. Missed you all. Was taking care of Dad until he passes away. Prayers, please. I would ask that all of you pray for Veronica and that her father passes on into God's arms. That's really, I'm sorry to hear that, but we all have to go through that at some point, and it never gets easier. Chased along, press 1 if you're rapture ready and giving it all to Christ. Dustin Layton says they're all trying to crash the dollar to bring in one world currency control system, all biblical. And then we have Just Me Isathatu. God is my mask, faith is my immunity. Take your mask off, show God some respect. Samantha Winchester, thank you so much for loving the show as well. And again, Indie Gal, thank you. What did you guys think about that? I'll go over to the generic chat. We have both platforms here. Isn't that a trip? They have the sing songs. Everybody's doing one. I didn't even ask a question yet. That was a trip. Zoom out prayers. Maybe somebody says press 1 to pray. That's awesome. Denise Parker. Wow, Planet Tiamat. So much prayers. So sorry. That's awesome. Thank you guys. This is why I love my people. Like, this is... Couldn't ask for more. Love in SC. Thank you. Love in South Carolina. Caroline Winkle. We've got Griff V. Red Chiacom. Dude was late for Star Patrol. I don't know why that was so funny. I just thought of like somebody running late to class, like, you know, or running into work last second. That video was like, oh crap, shoot, gotta get in here. I almost saw Guardians of the Galaxy, like, what's his face, you know, running. Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm late. You know what it reminds me of though is if we were to look at, you know, Star Wars, where they go from hyperspeed to stopped, or the Millennium Falcon coming out of hyperspeed and just poof, popping up right there. I mean, that's a trip. What? That's not a drone. That's not a plane. There's no argument there. Not for me, at least. That was a good catch. If you guys want to go to his channel, obviously that was he had a really good catch there in Australia. That was James Urazek. Weird flashing UFO caught on vid. This is again James Urazek. So you guys might want to check this out. James, thanks for thoroughly scaring the crap out of me. Hold on. Trouble Cooper says, sounds like a hot night in Texas when the cicadas and crickets are all chittery. Just wanted to point out. Those are monkeys. That's definitely Australia. But if you can't hear monkeys like that in Texas, I want to go to that part of Texas. Veronica Powers of 9 says, thank you, Fugle fam. My heart is full. You guys are the best. Veronica, by the way, if you're watching the replay, Veronica asked for prayers, and basically the entire chat just lit up with prayers for Veronica and her father who's passing or is on his way. That is why we love the Fugle fam. That's why it is awesome to catch a live show, and that's why we're going to try harder to do earlier shows, because I know some of you want to be here for the live show and want to hang out with your friends. Like, here's another thing, is even if people disagree in our chat, they end up talking to each other and conversating. In real life, you can't even do that. People walk away. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm not even going to do this conversation anymore. I'm not going to listen to facts. Facts are stupid. I like what I regurgitate over and over again. Thank you. Just walking away. I'm better than you because I don't know anything. And they close their eyes. Like, I don't want to hear facts. Can't even say it with a T. Anyways, let's take our next caller. It looks like we have washing machine sounds and Christina K. Thank you, by the way, live PayPal donor. Thank you, Christina K, for going over to PayPal. Granny C, great job you guys are doing. Great, thank you, Granny C. And Sylvia M, thank you. I know who you are. I thank you so much. It says, love you and all the fam, prayers and much love. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's see here. And Amy, first-time caller. Near-death experience with daughter house had paranormal activity and has a video to go with it. This sounds good. All right, Dex, while you get her on, I'm going to pull up the video. Let's see.
Yeah, Adam, we're getting Amy on. And the video is just a video of what she's going to talk about. So she'll just talk, but it's the same thing. But yeah, let's get her on the air. I'm trying to get her on right now.
Okay, perfect. Oh, I get what you're saying. Philly Pooh, thank you for being here tonight and modding over on D Live. American Patriot Party, 11SC, Nuclear War. That's not directed at me or anything.
And Adam, let's move to Carlos. I'm going to get Amy back on the line, okay?
Okay, no problem. All right, so Carlos is also, let's see here, also a first-time caller from Oklahoma. Carlos, you are going to be live on Marfugal News. Story about alien encounter and another sighting. Oklahoma doesn't have too many of those, or at least I don't get a lot of emails from you guys. What's going on, Carlos?
Hello, how are you?
I am
good. Thank you for accepting my call and providing us with all this great information.
Well, hey, dude, thank you for being here. Seriously. Carlos from Oklahoma. So, what happened?
Yeah. Well, I have two stories. I guess to prelude it with this, when I was working actually at a country club, this was probably 14 years ago, it was me and two or three other guys. We saw a light that actually looked very similar to the video that you just showed, where it was kind of disappearing, but it was also moving around real fast. And we saw it right over what they call Turkey Mountain over here, and it's just west of where we were. And the legend is that the natives here man-made artificially that hill so that incoming tornadoes wouldn't hit the gathering place, which is the name of my city translated. Anyway, we saw it, and then literally less than 20 minutes later, we saw a wall cloud drop down, and it looked like a tornado touched down, but then it went back up. Well, my friend here, my best friend here, he's first generation American of Jamaican descent, and he has a father who I was always intimidated by, but he started getting into this research stuff, and finally when he was 21 years old or 22 years old, asked his father, who's actually Jamaican, asked him about it, and he said, well, son, when I was 15 years old, about to turn 16, I saw some lights, and I saw them in the sky. I didn't know what they were. There was nothing like that back then, plane-wise. And so he went to sleep later that night, and as his father tells the story, he woke up in the middle of the night and saw this light in his backyard and felt this euphoric feeling. And as he was feeling this euphoria, he felt drawn to the light. And as he walked outside of the backyard, he saw I don't know if it was steps or a ramp, and he walked up there feeling great. And then the next thing he knew, he woke up on a cold table, and they were doing whatever to him. And he, later that night, after, I guess early in the morning, he woke up in his bed, and basically lost time. He blanked out. But he said that he remembered that they were short and gray. He basically described everything about the grays that my friend had ever found through research. And right after that, a hurricane came and blew down their house. So he had to drop out of high school at the time in Jamaica at 16, right after he turned 16, to build up their house again. And he was bartering whatever he could just to get wood to build them a new house on their property right there on the beach. But it's really an incredible story, and actually confirms a lot of things that not just myself, but also my close friend here, my best friend, had heard. So it was pretty incredible to hear his father, who was a guy that I was always intimidated by and never thought would ever lie about anything. And he actually, when he told this story to my friend, he said, "Son, I didn't want to tell you even this early. I wanted to wait until you were 24 or 25 to tell you this."
Well,
but storms followed both, is what I was saying.
Yeah, no, and I honestly, I've had seen so many weird things, but I've never seen anything like that. Now, do you tell many people about this, or do you keep it to yourself?
I mostly keep it to myself, but I doubt there's anyone around here that knows me or my friend watching the show right now.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. If you do try to tell people, they look at you like you're crazy or whatever. I don't think you are. And again, I tell everybody this because most people are afraid to talk about this kind of stuff, and that's why we started doing this show. I think that at the very least, something is happening that is way beyond even our spectrum of understanding. Obviously, a lot of folks believe it's angels or God or an alternate dimension coming through, but that is a pretty big trip there.
And my friend is very big on if you're in a near-death experience, avoiding the light. He truly believes that is how you can avoid passing over. So I don't know if that's true. What happened to his father would have been in the mid-70s. So
what if you end up in hell?
Maybe mid to late 70s.
What if they go?
That's what I told him. That's what I tell him. But he's not a Christian, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, I probably wouldn't listen to him.
No, I don't. I would definitely not avoid the light. That's for sure.
Well, but, have you ever seen the movie Ghost? Where
absolutely
with Patrick Swayze, and he misses the light, then he sticks around, does what he needs to do, and the second time he has to get it. But if you miss it, you're going to be around for a long time. On the other end, the two bad guys, they get ripped down to hell. They don't get the light. So I'm sure that's going to happen a lot in the future here, because there's a lot of bad people now. And now, did you also want to say something before you? I know that you had somewhat of another story here.
Oh, it was regarding something else that I want to protect your channel, but I do believe that there is truth to everything that we're seeing. And what I was going to mention was basically concerning the D class and how it wasn't as much as we expected it to be. And I don't know if that's connected to this at all, but I think that it very well could be. I think that if this stuff is real, that if there are, there's this other life form out there, they probably, if they can travel to this planet, they can probably time travel and see what could be coming. And maybe, that could pertain to why some things weren't done that we expected.
Well, the recent declassification stuff, a lot of people don't even consider it a declassification because they redacted everything and they didn't really reveal as much as, I don't think that would be the big one. And honestly, the governments have a whole lot more secrets than what was in there. So there's going to be a lot more. I feel like in our lifetime, we're going to see a whole lot more declassified. We're going to see stuff about now, which you know what's really crazy? I wish I could go 60, 80 years in the future if that exists and go back and look at 2019, 2021 and see if they ever admit like how bad it really was. Like can you imagine looking back 100 years to now and saying this is before, the Great War and this was this and that. And at that time people were so dumb. They actually believed, they actually believed that these people were telling them the truth. I don't know. I think it would be a trip.
If they can actually write it truthfully, that'd be amazing. I agree with you entirely. What's interesting, what you mentioned about Australia, I'll say just last, is the same thing that's going on in Australia has been, well, not the same thing, but similar things have been happening in Russia with the booms and the lights and all that. So those are not too impertinent. Well, they are pertinent to things that have been going on in our country, those two countries. So,
well, Carlos, it was nice having you tonight, and I appreciate your call. And again, if it's your first time call, don't make it your last, okay?
I'll come back again. I watch the show as much as I can. So thank you, and keep up the hard work. And thank you to everyone on your staff and crew there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and you have a great night. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. Looks like we have something sent in here. Let me see if I can. Dex, I mean, is this something I assume I can show? You wouldn't put it in there if it wasn't.
Yeah,
so.
It was. I think some of it we've seen before. It's just it was a collection of a lot of things that she had put together. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So this is unclassified for official use only, Defense Intelligence Reference Document. Traversable wormholes, stargates, and negative energy. Oh my God. What is so trippy is that the government is working on stuff like this. This was April 2010. That is quite a trip. Let's see here. Let me make sure you guys can see that. This looks to be... Okay, I think this is a trip. This is one of their lists of, I think, of the types of... It says non-humanoids. Oh, types of non-humanoid intelligences. Orbs, mists, fogs, plasma, blobs, being, large animals, cryptids, small animals, exotic geometrics, social complexes, living organic UFOs. This is apparently from 2010. I don't know if that's real or not, but that is, if it is, that is freaky. I feel like we've looked at that before. That is freaky looking. When biospheres collide, the histories of NASA's planetary protection programs. That is just so creepy. Looks like above the ocean, this huge thing. Looks like underground tunnels, including the military Navy base that they based that Bond game on, the original 007. Lots of cool pictures, which, by the way, these pictures are available on our website now since Kishara sent these in. Oh, that is spooky. Since that is just creepy looking, whether it was fake or real or not. I believe that's something that has been at least out for a while. What a trip. And then let's see here. Okay, let's go through this. Square and crazy shaped clouds that look on the fiery, especially at Walmart. Gonna keep that down here. Fiery sky, square and crazy shaped clouds. This is Louisiana Skywatch. Just subscribed. You guys should go over and do the same. With a fire sky over Louisiana. Just to see, I was going to scan through some trippy looking clouds here. This is a video that I think that everyone, if you want to go look at this, I would heavily recommend looking at this on a big screen. I took peeks at this before. And then this is during the last SpaceX launch. I spotted two very suspect objects nearby. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to play this back. This is very short, so you got to look right here and right over here. That one happens really quick. Oh, weird. Looks like a crescent. Or an O-ring. I don't know if that's something going by or if that's one of the jets. Yeah, I don't know if that was flare, glare, or UFO. What do you guys think? Let's see here. This is huge crafts parked next to the moon. I was trying to find the audio here. Hold on. Let's go back to this. I'm trying to turn off that other audio because I know that there's something there. Let's see. Thank you, honey. Okay, let's see here. Should be no audio here. So I'm not exactly seeing what's...
Yeah, you got to jump ahead on this one to where he zooms in.
Okay, do we have a timestamp, Dex?
It should have been in the description below. Let me look. 1657, I believe.
Sounds like maybe rain dripping in the background. Okay, I see. I was at 15:27, not 16. So it should be in this next 20 seconds.
Yeah, 1657.
Okay, so now it's all black. 6 seconds away. Oh my gosh. No freaking way. Are you kidding me right now? Wait a second. The mirror was what do you call it? The moon was over here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So looking in the beginning, right? Moon's right there. Okay. Looks like there's a house over here. Did you guys hear that? You might want to listen to that again with earphones. It's like it went. Do you guys see this right here? What in the world is that? The light is actually getting blocked by it. Is this a glitch in the Matrix? Like, what the heck? And it looks like there's something on the other side. Oh my gosh. Okay, I wish I could go back in time. I wish I could go back in time and let people... Look at that! It's still there! I wish I could go back in time and tell people how good tonight's show would have been, or how good the videos are going to be. What is that? It's like glitching out. Oh, that is such a trip. If you want to watch this video, this is... I'm going to go over to this channel here. You guys got to check this out. This is Dub J. Always watching the sky. Dub J 315. Great video, Dub J. What a trip. I love your profile pic here. Obey, consume. sleep more, watch more TV. What a trip. That was the last video. Let's get our next caller. Dex.
Yeah, I think we have Amy back. Let me try and get her on the line.
Okay, perfect. Man, that was a trip. When it comes out, I don't know if it communicated through home, but it was like, that was a trip. Now it's all in the past. Thank you for your support. You didn't write anything though. You can always write a message, do anything like that. Thank you, Amy R. Thank you, End Times. Thank you, Veteran Steve. Thank you, everybody that is a regular here that has come every single night.
And Adam, we have Amy on the line now.
All right, thank you. Sorry, I think I had Dex way high up. All right, you are live on Marfoogle News. What's going on?
Hey, Adam. First, I just want to say my husband and I love your show. You're the only news we watch. And last year, we were prepared for everything because of you, and I can't thank you enough for that. And I have my whole family watching you. So I'm calling in tonight. It's not aliens, but it is paranormal. I have a daughter. She's 21, and she was born with special needs. And a few years ago, she had a near-death experience. She was transported to the hospital, and she couldn't breathe. They were saying she had restricted lung disease. She had to be intubated, and they told us she had less than 48 hours to live. I prayed so hard, and my sweet angel made it past the 48 hours, so they sent us home with her on hospice care, and we had a nurse. I bought a bunch of snacks and movies, and we kind of made pallets in her room so we could all be in the same room together as a family with her and just watch her and be with her. And everybody had fallen asleep, and I was just laying there trying to take everything in and just taking in every second with her. And I started to hear some sounds, and I thought, I must be really tired. Then a few days went by, and other things. I started noticing just weird noises or things out of the corner of my eye. Things started coming up missing. And I was thinking, this is it. I've lost it. This has caused me to have a breakdown, and I need to be put in the hospital for a week or something like that. But then other people started to notice that the nurse that was here taking care of Miriam at night, if I'd come home, all the lights would be on in the house. And I would say, everything okay? And she was like, I just thought that I heard something. Well, then as time went by, it got a lot more active. I was taking a bath, and our kids were gone at my mom's house. It was just me, my husband, and Miriam, because she is wheelchair bound, and it's hard to get her to go places. She was in her room. I heard this blood curdling scream that I will never forget coming from the living room. And I thought that someone was really hurt. Maybe someone was being chased by Freaky Jason, and they just happened to run into my living room. And my husband ran to go and see, and there was nothing. But I tried to call my mom because I was just so freaked out. I had tears because I was just sure that somebody was hurt. I had no bars on my phone. I had to go all the way past our pool in the backyard to the back fence to get bars on my phone. And when I called my mom and I was trying to explain to my mother what was going on, whatever screamed in our house screamed at her through the phone and then disconnected our call. So about 5 minutes went by. My mom come busted in the door thinking something was wrong with me. And I was like, no, Mom, that was the scream that I had heard. Then it got worse. We had a male that had very heavy footsteps. And anytime my husband and I would try to, I'll say make out, okay, these heavy footsteps would just start pacing back and forth in our bedroom and banging on our headboard. And then I would get scared, and I didn't want to do anything anymore. I just wanted to turn the lights on and do anything but that. And then my husband was freaking out, and at one point he actually said, "This can't be my life right now. I'm really being, blocked by a freaking ghost." And so it was just that was really crazy. I had a birthday, and I had a helium balloon that had a weighted bottom on it, and it sat in the corner of my room for forever. And I was having trouble going to sleep, and I could hear the sound of something scooting across the floor. And it would scoot a little bit and stop, and scoot a little bit and stop. And I was just like, I don't even want to know what it is. And I had my back to it. When I turned around, the happy birthday balloon was right in front of my face, by my bed. And I grabbed my husband and shook him awake. And I was like, "You got to get up. You got to get this balloon out of here." He was trying to get up and put it in the bedroom closet and shut the door. I said, "You've got to take that thing all the way to the garage. Get it out of here." So I really feel like Miriam's near-death experience just opened up a door for her, and it followed her into our house. There's been so many things. My cousin came just recently. We had a little get together. She had brought some food in a crock pot, left it here. I washed her crock pot. She came over to pick it up. When I came back inside the house from giving her crock pot, my crock pot, which was in the cabinet at the bottom, was busted in a million pieces in the middle of the kitchen floor. It's
That's creepy.
Bizarre. Yeah. And so I started watching videos and just trying to, you fall down the rabbit holes and things like that. I'm trying to understand what's going on. And I was watching this video, and as the video was going, this guy starts talking about a demon. And when he mentions the demon's name, simultaneously a picture of the demon popped up. When that happened, my daughter's bedroom door slammed, and it sounded like elephants going across the ceiling and pounding on the walls. It was absolutely insane. I turned off the video, threw my phone, ran to my daughter's room, and then I just got some cats, and I started blaming noises on the cats. They took all my rings, my wedding rings, and I thought somebody had stolen them or something. And it had been a few months, and I had a breakdown, and I was just crying to my husband, and he was like, "I'm going to get you new rings." And I was like, "I don't want those rings. I want my rings." And he left to go to the store. For some reason, something told me to walk into my closet. I walk into my closet, and right there on the shelf at eye level were all of my rings, but they were stacked like so weird. I've tried to stack them the way they were stacked a million times. And I'd looked, I go in that closet all the time. Every day they were right at eye level. And not until I had a breakdown did my rings show back up. And I told them, "You can't do this to me unless you're going to start paying rent here." Too much. We had a chaplain come and bless the house. I had a psychic come and do a walkthrough, and she said that, Miriam's just a light, and because she's so pure, and she doesn't know anything evil or, just nothing wrong. They're drawn to her. And so ever since she came home on the hospice care, things just kind of pass through here every once in a while. And it's been crazy. And I thought I was really going crazy, but everybody else has experienced things, and people are afraid to stay here at night, and I don't blame them. But even my other daughters have noticed, and it's really weird. But like I said, I got the cats, and now I just blame all the noises and broken things on them for the most part.
Well, I showed everybody, our kind of experience. Ms. Marf is in the chat. She was freaked out by it too, but that came downstairs, and the rocking chair that was passed down by my mom, who passed, the rocking chair was going, and all of the cats, and normally the cats don't even sleep down here, but two, it looked like as if a cat jumped out of it and it was going. I turn around and I look, and the door's closed, and not one of the cats is in there. All of the cats are upstairs. The dog is outside. And I'm like, how did this happen? the chair, I videotaped it. I immediately I just double tapped my button, started videoing it. And I said, hey, Mom. And I felt like it was my mom. I said, hey, Mom, I knew you were here. And oh, that's weird. The box over there just shifted. The box right behind that shifted. When I said, I knew you were here, all of a sudden you see the camera, it all jitters. It just went crazy. Kind of like what I'm showing here. And you can see all these things fly by, and it freaked out my wife as well. Like, you know, for a couple days there, we were talking about it, and it's just in our basement.
That is scary.
Oh, and we had water coming up through the bottom of our floor. And it wasn't raining. There was no storm, no nothing. And we looked that up, and we didn't know that's a haunting type thing. When you have water come out of your floorboards.
You know, we had smells like that you couldn't find, like rancid smells, and you would look for anything and everything, and nothing. There was nothing.
Yeah, I would look that up. That's something. That is definitely something. But yeah, that is a freaky. We need to do a whole show on just kind of the paranormal too, because a lot of people have a lot of experiences. They email and they text and they send stuff into us, especially photos and videos and things like that. If you have evidence of it, send it to Play My Video. Well, hey, thank you so much for calling in and telling your story. It sometimes it just helps to talk about it. That can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And I've never had a reason to call before, but when I heard paranormal tonight, I was like, yes.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, no. Every Friday, anybody is welcome to call with a story just like hers. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and I'm glad we got you back on the line. Amy, it was great to have you, and don't be a stranger, okay?
All right. Thank you so much. It was so nice to talk to you guys.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Quantum Cat, thank you for the diamond, says yes to Paranormal Night. Maui Racing Realtor, thank you for the lemon. I appreciate that. Let's see here. And Jem, thank you as well for the lemons up there. Cheryl from Daytona, thank you so much for being here tonight. And it's nice to see a lot of you that are over there as well still. We have just under 1,800 over on D-Live. And let me pop over. Thank you all for sticking around this long. This is getting to be a longer show than we thought it was going to be. We haven't even touched half of these other. By the way, these are the stories that are available on marfugelnews.com. We've got Peachy 1093. Dex, let's get Peachy on real quick. When you can, of course.
And Adam, we've got Peachy on now. And just a quick time check, there's about 19 left in the show.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hi, Peachy.
Hi.
How are you? It's nice to talk to you.
I know. We've seen each other online for quite a while. I know there's not a lot of time, so I have two stories that intertwine, and I think it was like a crack in dimension. But anyway, when I was 5 years old, my sister and I, who she was 6, was going around our house, and in the back corner was a barn. And we turned around, and there was two ghosts standing there, a man and a little girl. And it was white mist, and it was like lines that showed what they were wearing that were clear to define that. And then when we understood what we were watching, we went running back to my mom. And there was another instance where my dog went to the front door, and he was growling real low, or she was growling real low. And then she shot over to the side of the house door and then ran back to the kitchen and the back door. And it took her a while. None of us did anything. We just sat there. We knew something was wrong with that. But what really clinches it for me was when I was 6, we were playing Barbies in our front yard. We had a long driveway from the road that was the main fair there. And we didn't hear anything. The next thing we know, there's a UFO, a saucer above us. And we didn't move or didn't do anything. We just sat there and didn't know what to do. It was probably at least a good 3 to 5 minutes. And it was very quiet. Maybe a small low hum with it. It lifted up and then just took off. And as I got older, I decided to go back to the house. I guess I was maybe 30, 31. And the lady was on the phone when I knocked on the door, and I said, I'm sorry, you don't know me, but I lived in this house as a child, and I was wanting to know if I could come in. And she stayed on the phone with her friend, letting her know somebody was coming in. And I got to the dining room, and I just paused there for a minute. And then I walked through and went to the kitchen. Boy, that house really was small. It looked big when I was a child. But anyway, I asked her, I said, can I ask you a question? And she pointed at me and said, you're going to ask me if this house is haunted, aren't you? And I said, yes. And so she stood at one end of the dining room, and I stood in the kitchen entrance to it. And she had aquariums with like snakes in them. So it's really different seeing that than having a dark room with a dining room in it or a table in it. But she said, do you see that box that's recording the sounds that we hear at night? And the barn had gotten knocked down in a tornado. And so it was like everything moved to the house. And she said, that's it, I'm going to bring the psychic in. She called me after she did the psychic and told me what she said. The house was like 200 years old, and they had a farm, and there was an accident. And the father and child were killed. But the biggest thing that kept coming up with it is he's worried about the children. He's worried about the children. And we don't know what that meant, but it was so interesting to hear that. Now, the saucer, getting older and hearing more stories, my dad worked for Lockheed Martin. And that was around 1965, 67, around in that area. And he wouldn't have been able to talk about it, what they did. And I think that they did do some stuff with the government and reverse engineering. I don't know.
Well, I know. We now have proof that has been declassified as far as... at least there's proof that they are doing some of the most wildest inventions, and some believe that those were reverse engineered from something they found. Whether that be they found something of Russia's or China's, but most people want to think that they found something of a UFO nature or out of this world nature. So, well, both spooky and crazy things that you saw there, Peachy. There's just so much going on spiritually and physically. I have to say, I'm sure there's many more people with the same kind of experiences. And as far as the saucer, that's creepy as well.
Well, I think that there could have been, that when I talk about the dimension, because I think that they saw us and that we were in a different dressing than they were in. And I think that there was a crack there that, they saw us and we saw them. And I think that because it was so energized in there, that there could have been a saucer come through a portal.
Well, again, just like the video we saw earlier, those portals very well could be something that we find out about. And at some point, somebody might just get video of it. Well, I'm glad that we got you on before we shut down the show, Peachy. Is there one more thing you want to say before you go?
My mother didn't believe us until she talked to her girlfriend the next morning who saw the same thing. So that kind of wrapped it up that it was real. So, but that's it. Thanks, Bex and Adam. It's nice talking with you.
Well, hey, how long have you been with me for 3 years now? Is that true? Or over a year?
No, it's been a year and a half.
Okay, I thought so. I feel like there's been a Peachy the whole time, though. Did you ever have anybody that had a Peach or a Peachy in the chat with you?
No, I haven't.
Huh.
And that surprised me because, I'm from Georgia, actually pretty much neighbors with Bex. His city's right next to ours. No, I haven't. And you would think with Georgia being peach, there would have been more, but there's not.
Well, we have. Well, I mean, there's a lot of Idahoans here, but I don't see too many potatoes. So, well, thank you so much for calling in tonight. And Peachy 1093, you're always welcome here. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you.
Call in again, okay?
Okay, thank you. You have a good night.
All right, thank you for the story, and have an amazing night tonight. If you've seen something like Peachy 1093 or have a story like that, make sure to get in on the next Unidentified Fridays. You can also submit your video on the website, marfugelnews.com/playmyvideos. Once you go to our website, you'll see there's actually a tab at the top that says Play My Video. Once you click that, you'll get right to it. Belinda 007. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. You didn't write anything with it. You can always do that. And Bill I. Breckenridge says, thank you, Adam, and awesome mods. God bless the fam and callers. God still does miracles because he loves his children. And then Nuclear War. Nuclear War says, actually, no, you didn't say anything there. Thank you for the lemon. And then Akarushi, thank you for the lemon as well. Leon Lee 1, thank you for following. Red Storm, thank you for the diamond over on DLive. Vault 111, thank you for the 3 lemons. Every lemon counts. Thank you guys. And again, the single lemons, they really add up. So thank you so much. You guys are appreciated. Regulatory Jane, Chicago artist, thank you. Jeff Farm, thank you for celebrating an 11-month sub streak. That is insane. Jaffarm 2, thank you. And let's see here. Texas Rob 49 is in here again tonight. Let's see here. Grand Maravan is here tonight. Tall Drink of Water, of course. One Love, Bugnana, and Veteran Steve. Again, thank you guys. All on some of the top lists, actually. And Veteran Steve, thank you for joining me on Patreon. That's a huge deal. Again, you are, because you're part of that, you will be shouted out every single time anyways. So thank you so much. One Love, Grand Maravan, Tall Drink of Water, Maui Racing Realtor. You guys are awesome. Dex, you are awesome as well. You know that.
Great show, brother.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight. Again, it's the shows have had a harder time lately than anything. I don't know what it is, but thank you so much for sticking through it, and we're just going to keep pumping them out. We're going to get on earlier. That is definitely our goal. And, yeah, we've just had a lot of just adversities hit us right in the face. So, thank you guys for being with me last week when I was kind of hitting the low, and I mean, there are times where you kind of feel like, am I doing the right thing? And you guys make sure that I know that I am. So thank you, and thank you for everybody that let us know how much we helped you guys, because that does matter to us, and I appreciate all of you. And thank you. Miss Marf, I love you. I'll be done in just a minute. Now it is officially time for the shoutro. It's not an outro. It's not a shout-out. It's a shout. It's a shoutro. Angela 1609. Everybody wanna find nuclear war. Jam hot, top lie. got the Durango Nibiru. Got everybody in you. Told nigga what I heard. There's always a time going back down my way. Hey, with the bundling down, bring it down and you're not loud. Gotta bring it down, you're loud. Thank you for the top 5 tonight over on D-Live. We appreciate you more than you know. Gone Girl 777, thank you tonight for your massive support. Z2M is our number 1 supporter so far. Thank you so much. I cannot say thank you enough. Gone Girl, you know how we feel about you. Thank you so much. There are a few angels out there that literally have supported this channel. There's under 10 that have done 90% of the supporting of this channel. So that is a big deal. Without a few of you, again, we wouldn't be able to do half the stuff we do. Saved by Grace, thank you so much. Again, thank you for being 3rd tonight. Lisa K23, you go above and beyond all the time. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Trinity, Red Pill or Blue Pill, hi-ho, Kermit the Frog. Saw your show earlier. Glad you made it tonight. Thank you so much. You don't have to support it all. You know that, though. Got the love, got the love, got the love, got the love. I feel the love from the Mars. I say I love from the Mars. Oh yeah, I love from the Mars. Okay, I love from the Mars. Okay, I love from the Mars. Okay, I love from the Mars. Durango, yes, I knew, but going back around and I get a clue. Tell me, D, we're going with, yeah. Gotta bring it close. We the North Stars, gotta go and play the part. Love the red heads on that white night. Heck yes, and we are going real strong, getting on the top. Gonna bring it back now, Chicago artist on the go back in. I see CJ Blaze, Shane GT, Veteran Steve, Brayley, Peaceful Waters, The Saxon, Bert T, Lou Parker. Thank you for being here tonight. Stormy 752, 7572. 75, 72. Z2M is our number 1 tonight. Looking out for the big bad plan. Looking out for the big bad plan. Looking out for the big bad man.